Hey, what's good everybody? It's cjbeatz. We're back at it again today. Today I'm going to show you 3 essential EQing tips that will get you cleaner mixes guaranteed right after this. So some of you might have already seen these techniques that I'm using in my EQ in some of my other videos. I wanted to highlight these techniques because they're so essential for your mixing. All right, let's solo out that sample that I'm using for this beat and have a listen to it. And what you're noticing here on the EQ is that that sample is occupying the 20 hertz all the way to around 2,200 hertz range. Especially this first technique that I'm going to show you is create space in the audio spectrum, right? So we only have 20 hertz to 20K hertz to work with. So removing frequencies will allow us to create space for other sounds to be occupied in that range. So this sample, like I said, is taking up anything, not much, but it's still taking up some space in the 20 hertz all the way to the 2200 hertz range, right? So in order for basses to be more prevalent and sound better, less muddy in a mix, what you could do is turn on your low cut filter, and this is the first technique that I use on pretty much all of my beats, is take out the low end, okay? So that means probably anything from 20 hertz all the way to 200 hertz I'm cutting out. So I'm basically using a low end filter like that and chopping out all those frequencies. So now I've created space in the low end from 20 hertz to like the mid lows, which is around 200, to create space for that bass, right? I'll turn the EQ off so you can hear the difference one more time. There's a little bit of low end on this sample still. If I turn that on, that low end is completely gone now. And that allowed me to create space for my basses, because the basses will again reside in the 20 hertz to 200 hertz range. Let's talk about EQing tip number 2, which is destructive EQing. So destructive EQing basically will allow us to remove certain frequencies, not just ranges of frequencies, but certain frequencies that stand out, that are harsh. You'll hear these frequencies ranging from around 500 to maybe 5K sometimes. And this happens a lot with piano samples, to be honest. They can really hurt your mix, and this is a way to clean them up. So the first thing I'm going to do is just enable one of these guys by clicking on it, and then I'm going to make it smaller like this. And now I'm going to sweep the spectrum. So anywhere from 200 to around 2200, I'm going to use this tool to hear and listen and see what peaks out a lot. And then we're going to hone in on those frequencies and bring them down. So you really have to listen to the point where you hear something sticking out a lot, like that. Right there, that's one that we want to get rid of. So now that it's all the way up here, all we need to do is tone it down like this. And depending on how harsh it is, you know, you'll have to go down in the decibels. I think around -4 dB is probably good, so let's have a listen. Sounds good. So I'm going to enable another one of these and try to find another frequency that's sticking out. And after a while of doing this, you'll actually get really good at it, where you don't even have to like try and figure out where they are. You'll already know because they peak out a little more. So that one's kind of harsh too. Let's go ahead and turn that one down. That's at around the 1280 hertz range. That one's more prevalent than that other one, so I'm going to bring it down by -6 dB. And maybe what we can do is also widen it just a tad to make it a little more effective. Let's have a listen. I think we need to bring that one over just a tad more. It's still a little harsh, so let's bring this down by -8. That's much better. And I'm thinking there's probably something around 600-700 again, so I'm going to use another one of these bubbles right here. Do the same thing. Yeah, right around there. All right, So we have one more that we could bring down. It's probably around a 7 dB, I'd say. Okay, so now we really cleaned up this this sample, and getting rid of the harshness will also allow other instruments to play much cleaner in your beat. Let's have a listen to this section of the beat that I was playing before and see if it sounds any better. Okay, awesome. So now let's talk about the third and final EQing tip, and that'll be adding an EQ to your 808s and your bass sounds. So I already did this basically, and as you could see, I chopped off anything from 20K to 500 Hertz. So let's go ahead and do that again. I'm just gonna disable that EQ and put in one more EQ, solo that off. So as you can see, very prevalent in the bass range. We already took care of the sample and removed all the low ends so that that 808 can peek through. Even though you don't see anything happening on the 1K to 20K range, I always put in a high cut frequency like this and chop everything out that I don't need. Because again, there could be stuff happening there, but it's just so low that we don't see it. I'd rather be safe than sorry and just remove that area completely. That allows for other instruments that are in the 500 to 20K range to be more prevalent in the mix and sound cleaner overall. You could also use this third technique of cutting out the high to mid ranges for your bass sounds on your kick drums. I don't really go any lower than 800 or 900 Hertz though, so sonically these kicks sound much better. If you leave some mids in them. Anyway, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any questions whatsoever, please use the comment section below and let me know what your thoughts are. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload some new content. Follow me on Instagram. It's @cjbeatznyc. My name is CJ, and I'm out for now. Peace.